I don't really have anything for the cold open this week. Here's a Sharpie. Ooh, a Sharpie. Uh, Look, it's made of rubber. It's a rubber Sharpie. Whoa. Uh, Here's a razor. Ooh, sharp, dangerous. Yeah, I guess that's it. Roll the thing. Hey guys, Sean here. So this week I'm gonna do another product review ish thing, kinda a thing. I'm gonna review something, but first, we gotta talk about a little bit of history. So this would actually be a really good time for me to use the teleprompter setup thing that I got so many years ago and had used in the past when I was using a different camera and a different setup. However, I have yet to figure out a good way to use that with this setup. So, if you see me looking down below the camera, that's just because I'm looking at the notes that I have. So, sorry. Oh, you know the thing. Deal with it. So in 1971, Don Rowich, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Don Rowich. It's Rawitsch. So I'm going with Rowich. Well, he was a senior at Carleton College in Minnesota, where he taught an 8th grade history class as a student teacher. He created a computer program to help teach the students history with the help of his two friends, Paul Dillenberger and Bill Heinemann. In 1974, the Minnesota Education Computing Consortium, or MECC, hired Rowich, we already went over this, at which point he uploaded the game into a time-sharing network. So basically, a network that everyone that worked there had access to. He modified the frequency and the details of the random events that happened within this game to more accurately reflect the accounts that he had read in history books, because the game took place in history, in a certain time in history, and it was based on actual events that happened during that time. And so he modified it to be a little bit more accurate to the time that the game took place. In 1975, he made the game completely, to its final, here, this is the official version of the game. This is my dream vision of the game. And he uploaded it to the network to be downloaded by all of the schools that were on the network, and he called the game Oregon. It became a hugely popular game on the network. It became the most popular game on the network. In 1978, he published the code for the game in Creative Computing's May-June issue. So essentially, he's like, here's how you make it. If you just put this code in, you can make the game. Things were a lot different back then. That same year, John Cook took the code and adapted it to run on the Apple II, which was Macintosh's groundbreaking personal computer that they had just released, which was just taking over the entire world, and more specifically, schools across the country. Every school across the country had Apple II computers in it. And very quickly, this educational game called Oregon started to appear in classrooms all across the country. But since John Cook had taken it and ported it to the Apple II, he changed the name from Oregon to be more specific about what the game is about, which is the Oregon Trail. So if you're not familiar with what the Oregon Trail is, well, it was established in the 1800s, and it was essentially a trail that people used to go from Kansas all the way to Oregon. I'm doing it backwards because of the way that I'm looking. So it would actually be this way. So Kansas here, and then you follow the trail all the way through the Rocky Mountains up to Oregon. So it was a way for fur traders and explorers It was essentially just a trail that was established to get from Kansas to Oregon. And that was the point of the game. You played as traders who were making their way from Kansas to Oregon. And along the way, you had to cross rivers and you had to hunt for food and survive dysentery and just all sorts of stuff. And if you were a kid in the 80s and early 90s, you most likely played this game at some point in school, since it was an educational game. So, I mean, I know I did. As it is one of the most well-known video games of the last forever, since the inception of video games, it has been remade, it has had sequels made to it, it has been ported to all sorts of systems, and various other things. And that brings us to what we're actually going to be talking about today, and that is this. This is a handheld version of the Oregon Trail, and unfortunately parts of this box are green, so they're getting keyed out right now. So to avoid that any further, let's go ahead and go over to the other side of the table here. So as we can see here, there are three options. There is travel the trail, learn about the trail, and see the Oregon top 10. Now, since we haven't actually played anything yet, there shouldn't really be an Oregon top 10. So let's go ahead and travel the trail, and you get three options here as to what you want to be. These are essentially the difficulty levels for the game. So if you're a banker, it makes it much easier because you start with so much more money. If you're a carpenter, I believe you start with more wood for repairing the covered wagon, and then if you're a farmer, you start with more food. But having more money makes it easier, and it explains that if you select number 4, tell the differences between them. So we're gonna go ahead. So this is our first time doing it, and be a banker. And now, what is the first name of the wagon leader? So now we are going to name the wagon leader. And we will go ahead, we'll name him Joseph. And then next will be his wife Matilda. And then his nephew, his grown nephew, Jebediah, because we're going for 1845 sounding names here. And then Jebediah's wife Gertrude, and then their daughter. They have a daughter. Beyonce. Okay. It is 1848. Your jumping off place for Oregon is Independence, Missouri. You must decide which month to leave Independence. So, if you leave too early, there won't be enough grass for your oxen. And if you leave too late, you might get caught in the winter. So you want to... I'm going to go with April. Before leaving Independence, you should buy equipment and supplies. You have $1,600 in cash, but you don't have to spend it all now. Okay, $1,600. That's... this is 1848. That's a lot of money. How much is that in modern? Yeah, it's $51,961.11, and if you account for inflation. So that's a lot of money right there. You can buy whatever you need at Matt's General Store. Okay, let's go to Matt's General Store. Hey, look, there's Matt. Hey, Matt. Nice apron. And he, hello, I'm Matt. So you're going to Oregon. I can fix you up with what you need. That's how Matt talks. So what do we need? A team of oxen to pull your wagon. Clothing for both summer and winter. Yeah, that'd be good. Plenty of food for the trip. Yeah, that's good. Ammunition for your rifles. Well, we need that. I mean, it is America. Spare parts for your wagon. Sure. Okay, so now we are going to buy some oxen. So there are 2 oxen in a yoke. I recommend at least 3 yoke. I charge $40 a yoke. How many yoke do you want? I guess 3, right? So that's $120. Food. I recommend you take at least 200 pounds of food. I'm not doing the voice. I recommend you take at least 200 pounds of food for each person in your family. I see that you have 5 people in all. You'll need flour, sugar, bacon, and coffee. My price is 20 cents a pound. How many pounds of food do you want? See this now, you can see here how this is an educational game because it's doing word problems. It's doing math. So he recommends that I take at least 200 pounds of food for each person in the family, and I have 5 people. So I want 1,000 pounds of food. Okay. Clothing. You'll need warm clothing in the mountains. I recommend taking at least 2 sets of clothes per person. Each set is $10. Is that 10? I'm looking at the. I'm not looking at the actual screen. I'm looking at the recording screen. So, $10. So, how many sets of clothes do you need? Well, let's see. 2 sets per person, he said, right? So 10. Ammunition. I sell ammunition in boxes of 20 bullets. Is that 20 or 28? Yeah, it's 20. Each box costs $2. How many boxes do you want? Say 100. Does 100 sound good? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Bullets are cheap back then. Bullets are cheap now. That's kind of part of the problem. And spare parts. It's a good idea to have a few spare parts for your wagon. Here are the prices. Wagon wheel, $10. Wagon axle, $10. Wagon tongue. I don't know what part of the wagon is the tongue. How many wagon wheels? 4? Oh, you can only do 3. We'll do 2. 2 extra wagon wheels. And 1 extra axle. Well, no. We'll do 2 extra axles. And then how many wagon tongues? How many can you do? 3? Let's do 3. Why not? So we are spending $500. Well then, you're ready to start. Good luck. You have a long and difficult journey ahead of you. Thanks, Matt. Yankee Doodle. Okay, the weather is cool. Our health is good. Our pace is steady. Our rations are filling. You may continue on trail. Check supplies. Look at map. Change pace. Change food rations. Stop to rest. Attempt to trade. Talk to people. Buy supplies. Save and quit. Let's just continue on the trail. So here we go. From Independence, it is 102 miles to Kansas River Crossing. So here you can see the information there. It's the date, the weather, the health of everyone, how much food we have, the next landmark, which is 102 miles, which is the Kansas River Crossing, and the miles traveled so far is 0. So let's go. Here we go. You are now at the Kansas River crossing. Would you like to look around? Yes. Kansas River crossing, April 7th, 1848. Jimmy Crack Corn. Okay, it is April 7th now. So do we continue on the trail, check supplies, look at the map? Let's go ahead and look at the map. So here we go. There's the start. So yeah, there's where we started. There's where we want to go. So we should be good. So let's continue. You must cross the river in order to continue. The river at this point is currently 500 feet across and 3 feet deep in the middle. 3 feet. Okay. So your options are to attempt to ford the river. This is something that is well known by anyone who has ever played this game. The phrase ford the river. You can cock the wagon and float it across, which is weird. You can take a ferry across or wait to see if conditions improve. 3 feet, that's not that high. So let's go ahead and ford the river. There they go. They're fording the river. Your wagon became swamped. You lost 3 sets of clothing. 93 bullets, I only had 100. 1 wagon wheel, 1 wagon axle, 1 wagon tongue, 55 pounds of food, 1 oxen. Fording the river was a terrible idea. Alright, from the Kansas River crossing, it is 85 miles to the Big Blue River crossing. Okay. Our health is still good. We're down an oxen, though. You are now at the Big Blue River crossing. Would you like to look around? Yes. Let's stop to rest. How many days would you like to rest? 1. Health is still good. Weather is rainy. Rations are filling. Let's continue. You must cross the river in order to continue. The river at this point is currently 250 feet across and 2.2 feet deep in the middle. Let's ford the river. Oh, I had no problems crossing. April 13th, from the Big Blue River crossing, it is 119 miles to Fort Kearney. Okay, let's continue. We're now at Fort Kearney. Would you like to look around? Yes. I don't know that song. Let's talk to people. A Fort Kearney scout tells you, the game is still plentiful along here. Getting harder to find. With so many overlanders, I don't expect it to last more than a few years. Folks shoot the game for sport. Take a small piece and let the rest rot in the sun. That's not nice. Let's attempt to trade. You meet another emigrant who wants 80 pounds of food. He will trade you 1 wagon tongue. No. You meet another emigrant who wants 1 wagon wheel. He will trade you 24 pounds of food. No, I want bullets. No one wants to trade with you today. Yeah, that sounds like every day in my life. Continue on the trail. From Fort Kearney, it is 250 miles to Chimney Rock. Broken wagon wheel. Would you like to try to repair it? Yes. You did not repair the broken wagon wheel. You must replace it with a spare part. Well, luckily I had a spare wagon wheel. You are now at Chimney Rock. Would you like to look around? Yes. Old Lang Syne? What? It's May 5th. Pace is steady, health is good, rations filling, weather's hot. Let's just keep going. Fort Chimney Rock is 86 miles to Fort Laramie. Let's go! A fire in the wagon results in the loss of 3 sets of clothing, 1 wagon axle, 2 wagon tongues. Oh no. I'm out of wagon tongues. Fort Laramie. Looks like a lot of Native Americans. Let's check supplies. I have no wagon tongues, I have no wagon wheels, I have no wagon axles. I have 5 oxen, 4 sets of clothing, 7 bullets. But I still have $1,100 left and 360 pounds of food. Buy supplies. Buy oxen, buy clothing. So yeah, see, this is why being the banker makes it so much easier, because after all this, I still have $710. Let's continue. From Fort Laramie, it is 190 miles to Independence Rock. An ox is injured. You are now at Independence Rock. Would you like to look around? Yeah. I don't know what that one is. Let's talk to people. A young boy tells you, I carved my name way up the side of the Independence Rock, near the top. There are hundreds of names up there. The oldest ones were carved by mountain men and fur trappers. Famous names like Fremont, Bonneville, and Desmond? Desmond. He's from New Jersey. He is also going across. That's why he talks like that. Let's stop to rest. Let's do 2 days of rest. Maybe it'll help the ox. Alright. Health is good. Pace is steady. Let's pick up the pace. Let's do a strenuous pace. Let's live a little. Oh, broken wagon tongue. Would you like to try and repair it? Yes. You did not repair it. See, the carpenter would be able to repair that. You found some wild fruit. Jebediah has a broken arm. Oh no. You're now at South Pass. Would you like to look around? Yes. Those endearing little charms. June 7th. More Native Americans. Pace is strenuous. Health is good. Rations are filling. Let's just go. Let's see the map. We have 2 choices where to go next. We're gonna head to the Green River. Ah, broken wagon axle. Try and repair it. Did not repair it. Okay. You're now at the Green River. Would you like to look around? Yes. Jimmy Crackmore. We're good. We're all good on everything. We're going to continue. We're going to cross the river. And this time we are going to take a ferry because it probably just costs money. So... ferry operator says that he will charge you $5 and that you will have to wait 2 days. Are you willing to do this? Yeah. The ferry got your party and the wagon safely across. Hooray! Okay, let's continue. One of the oxen has died. Oh no. So, we've gone 1,052 miles so far. You are now at the Soda Springs. Would you like to look around? Yes. It's like a song from Fiddler on the Roof, isn't it? Our pace is still strenuous. Health is good. Rations are filling. I think we're good on everything. Check supplies. Yeah, we're still good on everything. So let's continue. From Soda Springs, it is 57 miles to Fort Hall. You're now at Fort Hall. Would you like to look around? Yep. Fort Hall. I'm getting impatient, so I'm going to change the pace. We're going to go to grueling pace now. Fort Hall is 182 miles to the Snake River crossing. Severe thunderstorm. Lose 1 day. A thief comes during the night and steals 23 pounds of food. Wow. That's a strong thief. Beyonce has a broken arm. Oh no. You're now at the Snake River crossing. What would you like to look around? It's another Native American. Snake River crossing. I don't know if you know this, but Evel Knievel jumped that on his motorcycle, I believe. Or at least he attempted to. I don't know if he actually did it. But yeah, Snake River Canyon, I believe he attempted. That might have been a rocket car that he did. I don't know. I know there's something to do with Evel Knievel and Snake River Canyon. Health is fair, so we're going to go ahead and stop to rest for 2 days and continue. You must cross the river. Okay. Ooh, hire an Indian to help. Yeah, so you could tell that this was made in 1974, because a game nowadays, it wouldn't say hire an Indian to help. It would say hire a Native American. Or it would probably be more specific as to which tribe. But yeah, let's do that. A Shoshone guide says that he will take your wagon across the river in exchange for 2 sets of clothing. Will you accept this offer? Yeah, sure. I have 11 sets of clothing right now. The Shoshone guide will help you float your wagon across. The ferry got your party and wagon freely across. See, you always trust a Native American. From the Snake River crossing, it is 114 miles to Fort Boise. We're almost to Idaho. You lost the trail. Lose one day. Oh no! Matilda has typhoid! No! Matilda! Is she in downtown LA? You are now at Fort Boise. Would you like to look around? Yes. There's an ox and a lady and a baby and a young girl. Let's stop and rest for like 4 days. Maybe help Matilda get over her typhoid. Supplies. I have no more food. Okay, yeah, so I should probably buy food. We're gonna buy another ox. Gonna buy one more wagon wheel, one more axle, one more tongue. Ooh, we're down to 142.50. From Fort Boise, it is 160 miles to the Blue Mountains. An ox is injured. No! Ah, broken wagon tongue. Would you like to try and repair it? Yes. I wasn't able to, so we replaced it. The trail is impassable. We lose 3 days. No! Heavy fog. You are now at the Blue Mountains. Would you like to look around? Yeah. They're blue. And mountains. It's August 4th. Health is good. Let's just keep going. Let's see the map. I gotta look at the map. Okay, we're gonna head to the dailies. From the Blue Mountains, it is 125 miles to the dailies. One of the oxen has died. No. Beyonce now has a broken leg. No. She can't dance. You found some wild fruit, though. Yay. You are now at the dailies. Would you like to... Yes, let's look around. There's a guy ferrying across the dailies. Jam crack corn. We're good. Let's continue. Float down the Columbia River. Take the Barlow Toll Road. Let's take the toll road, because I doubt it's that much. You must pay... Is that $8.50 or $50? Yeah, that's $8.50. You must pay $8.50 to travel the Barlow Road. Are you willing to do this? Yes. From the dailies, it is 100 miles to the Willamette Valley. Oh no, a fire in the wagon results in the loss of 3 sets of clothing, 1 wagon wheel, 1 wagon axle, 1 wagon tongue. No. Willamette Valley, August 16th, 1848. Congratulations, you have made it to Oregon. Let's see how many points you have received. All right, so people in good health, 5 people in good health, that's $2,500 or 2,500 points. 1 wagon, 5 oxen, 3 spare wagon parts, 6 sets of clothing, 200 bullets, 680 pounds of food, $134 in cash. That is 2,644 points. And that puts me 5th place on the leaderboard. Hooray! And there you go. So that is Oregon Trail. Let's move the microphone back. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That is Oregon Trail, and it is completely contained within this little box. So it's a fun little thing to just pick up and challenge yourself, see if you can get more points, obviously. You would get more points if you were to try with either the carpenter or the farmer. I guess the more people that you go with, you get more points. The more supplies you end up with at the end, you get more points. So yeah, that was just a quick playthrough to see if I could make it through quickly, and that was, I don't know how long that was. That was probably like 30 minutes. But yeah, it's a fun little thing to have, because I never really owned Oregon Trail because I didn't have a computer. Do I just leave it alone and it'll eventually turn? I keep hitting the power button trying to turn it off, but it just resets it. So I guess I just leave it alone and it'll eventually turn off. So yeah, as I was saying, I never owned the Oregon Trail because I didn't have a PC until like 1999, I think. Whenever the iMac came out, the first iMac, that's when I first got a PC, because I just never got around to it. So I didn't have the Oregon Trail. I did have a friend who had it, and we used to play it. Hello, it's the next day. When I was editing all the footage from last night, I got to the point that it just ended there, and the audio started to be corrupted. So the ending of the video I have to reshoot now. So that's what this is. So yeah, this is a neat little way to experience a classic game if you've never experienced it before. You can get it at Target for $16.99. You can get it on Amazon for $16.99. Personally, I got it on Amazon and it was on sale for $10. So you can wait for sales on Amazon and you may get it for even cheaper. But yeah, if you ever played the Oregon Trail and you enjoyed it, I recommend picking this up. Or if you've never experienced the Oregon Trail and you'd like to see a classic educational game, feel free to pick it up as well. Educational games, they don't really seem to make as many these days. I mean, back when I played this on the Apple II at school, like, we had Number Munchers, and we had Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and others. My gym teacher had Karateka on his computer that he'd let us play every now and then. That wasn't really educational. That was just something that he had. But yeah, I recommend it. It's a neat little device. I'll probably take it to work and put it on my desk, and then if anyone wants to play it, they can just come by and pick it up and see if they can get higher on the leaderboard than good old Joseph. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below, did you ever play the Oregon Trail? Do you have this? Do you like playing this? Were there any other educational games that you played that you really enjoyed and wish would make a comeback? Me personally, I wish they would make a new Carmen Sandiego game, especially because there's a Carmen Sandiego Netflix series now, so I don't understand why they don't have one. I'll probably look it up after this and see that there is one, but last time I checked, which was a few months ago, they hadn't made any new Carmen Sandiego games, and actually the old ones are kind of hard to find as well. So that'd be nice to have. But anyway, yeah, in the comments, let me know. Educational games. Did they educate you? And while you're down there, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of the crazy crap that goes on around here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to help support the crazy crap that goes on around here, go ahead and hit up my Patreon. Link is in the description. And with that, have a good however long it is until you watch my next video.